Now joining us in studio to talk more about what happened and what this means for the state and possibly Kern County, we have earthquake expert Dr. Matt Herman from Cal State Bakersfield. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
So what have we learned so far after this big shaker that happened to the north?
Yeah, well, the first thing we look at is where it happened and what sort of fault it happened on. And this is a very well-known fault. It's called the Mendocino fracture zone, and it has a ton of seismicity, a ton of earthquakes. This is about the biggest earthquake that we've seen on it, though.
That's amazing. And was there any foreshadowing to see it was coming? Have we had small quakes in the region, or was this out of the blue?
This is one of the most seismically active parts of California. So in that sense, it's hard to say whether any event foreshadows this larger one, but we know large earthquakes, magnitude 7s, even a little bit bigger, are probably possible here.
And we're hearing a lot of people with the California mice shakeout got those alerts. Do you think that helped in playing into a factor of no injuries here?
I think it can. I did see some videos of people being shaken and then getting the alert on their phone.
It came
so
late.
that works because certain seismic waves that shake a little less travel faster than the damaging seismic waves. But if you're too close to the earthquake, you actually get shaken before the alert actually goes to your phone. So for people who lived a little further away, there's a sweet spot where they actually got the alert a few seconds before the shaking started.
So let's say we all have these alerts here in Kern County. We just had Ridgecrest a couple years ago with that big shaker. When you get the alert, what do you do first thing?
You drop. You get under something, get cover, and you hold on so the earthquake doesn't shake you out from that. Because shaking doesn't hurt you, shaking doesn't kill you. It's the things that fall in you that really hurt you.
What if this happened in the middle of the night? Thankfully, this was yesterday morning, but in the middle of the night, you're kind of out of it, you're sleepy. Any tips?
Yeah. Again, just knowing what to do when the earthquake happens. Also making sure that whatever building you're in is up to code. Because if it happens while you're sleeping, you don't have the reaction time. But if your house or whatever building you're in is built correctly, it should protect you from the worst of things.
I just love that insight, because people always worry, what about me? But also now we're 24 hours out. We're starting to study this, and you're part of that study.
Yes.
Tell us what's going on.
I work closely with the United States Geological Survey, the National Earthquake Information Center, and so I've been talking with them yesterday and this morning about the event and thinking about the plate tectonic situation where earthquakes like this happen. So as I said, this is called the Mendocino fracture zone. It's a major plate boundary between the Pacific plate and what's called the Juan de Fuca or Gorda plates. And they move side to side. It's actually a lot like the San Andreas plate boundary, and it has earthquakes all the time. These earthquakes tend to be side-to-side moving earthquakes, which is why this one, although it had a tsunami alert early, didn't actually produce a very big tsunami.
Because it was about 30 miles off the shore, so you would think it could cause those waves. And a tsunami doesn't have to be the size of a skyscraper, right? It can just be large, sizable waves.
Yeah, so what we worry about is tsunamis that come in that are 3, 6, or more feet tall. If we have an earthquake like the kind that happened in Japan or the kind that happened in Sumatra, the kind that can happen in Northern California up through Oregon and Washington, those can produce tsunamis that are 50 feet high. But this kind of earthquake, first of all, it's kind of small. Second of all, it's side-to-side motion. We don't think it's going to produce a big tsunami. The alert went out, though, because we don't know that initially. We don't know it's going to be a small earthquake, side-to-side motion. So it's better to notify people because the wave can be on them in a few minutes, given how close this event was to shore.
Just amazing. And as Californians, we live inland, so this isn't something we need to worry about here in the valley. But say you're traveling. So many people love to go to the coast. You get that alert on your phone. You just head for high ground?
That's exactly right. It's really good to know what to do if you're on the coast and you get some sort of earthquake and or tsunami warning, or if you don't get those, if the ground shakes, go to high ground.
Perfect. Good to know. And I also just wanted to ask, I don't know if you have an answer for this. My kids were saying, we learned in school that animals know about an earthquake before humans.
Yeah.
Tell us the story behind all that.
It's a very common idea, and it turns out not to exactly be true. What probably happens is that animals, if they're sitting on the ground or maybe in a tree, can feel those smaller seismic waves that go a little faster than the really damaging earthquake wave. This is the basis of the shake alert system. So if they detect that, they might kind of go crazy and wild. This will be a few seconds potentially before the bigger shaking gets in and we as humans notice it.
See, that's so fun to share with your kids at home. Dr. Herman, thank you so much. If people are interested in learning more about you, you can check out his page at CSUB's website. Also, you just wrote that USGS report, so we can head to the website and read it.
Yeah, so if you go to the magnitude 7.0 earthquake page, scroll to the bottom, that tectonic summary is something I contributed to.
Right here in Bakersfield. Thank you so much. That's very cool.
Yeah, you're welcome.
We'll be right back.